In the last video we talked about the quadratic formula. In this video here we're going to talk about the discriminant, which is actually part of the quadratic formula. It's the part of the quadratic formula that's underneath the square root. So the discriminant has the symbol delta or triangle, and it's b squared minus 4ac. Alright, so there are a couple of tricks here. If the discriminant equals 0, you have one solution. So this is kind of a shortcut to work out, and I'll explain the reasoning behind why these work. If discriminant is greater than 0, two solutions. Okay, and if discriminant is less than 0, no solutions. Okay, so there's if discriminant is positive and negative. Okay, so I'll just add them in there so that you know what we're talking about there. So keeping those three in mind, if we write down our quadratic formula again, x equals, I've forgotten it, minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, and this is your discriminant here. So there's your discriminant right there. So that's the bit we're worried about. So if the discriminant is 0, so let's start with 0. If this is 0, the square root of 0 is 0. So you just end up with minus b plus minus 0, so minus b on 2a, which is why there's only one solution. Okay. If it's positive, okay, you square root a positive number, you're actually going to get a number out of it, and you'll be able to add and subtract that number from negative b, divided by 2a, and you'll actually end up with two numbers. So you'll have minus b plus whatever number, minus b minus whatever number, divided by 2, and you'll have two solutions. However, if the discriminant is negative, you can't actually square root a negative number. So you can't actually solve it. So you can't actually do it. Now graphically, I'll just give you a bit of a heads up as to what this means. Okay, so I'm going to get three different colours here. Alright, and I'll underline each of the orange. So you can't see what colour I've underlined that. So if discriminant is 0, okay, what that means is you touch the x-axis. Alright, your turning point of your parabola is on the x-axis. Okay, if we're doing the positive one, or greater than 0, what that means is you actually cross the x-axis on two occasions. So your turning point is below the axis. And finally, if we're talking about it being negative, what that means is that your turning point, okay, at no time does your parabola actually cross the x-axis. So your turning point is above the x-axis. Alright, so that's what the discriminant means, and how this comes about is just because of this square root here. And this is what happens in each of those situations with that square root, and that's what it means graphically, is that you either have one solution, two solutions, or no solutions.